Do you feel frustrated trying to grow your franchise? Are you having trouble balancing your consumer and franchise development marketing? Do you wish there was an easier way? Imagine if you had a proven roadmap to take your franchise's marketing from costing you to making you money. That's why we've created the Franchise Growth Blueprint. We walk you through the exact same process that we use to run franchise marketing campaigns for our clients at scale that has resulted in triple-digit growth. This blueprint isn't for anyone. It's not for people just starting a franchise. It's not for franchises without long-term goals. This is for franchises that want to scale up their marketing in a predictable and profitable way using a proven roadmap. If you want to sell more franchises, keep your current franchisees happy, and learn from people who have already done it, go to franchisegrowthblueprint.com and sign up today. That's franchisegrowthblueprint.com. Hey everyone, welcome to the Franchise Marketing Podcast. Today I have Kurt from Fit Republic. How you doing, Kurt?
Hey Jordan, thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I've been watching your YouTube videos for a while, so I'm glad that I finally have you on the podcast. For those who don't know you, could you introduce yourself a little and tell me a bit more about Fit Republic?
Yeah, for sure. Again, my name's Kurt Belding. I am a serial entrepreneur. I can't help it. I'm born this way. I can't change it. Sometimes I wish I could, but if I had a regular job, man, I tell my wife it's like death. I can't do it. So I've done a lot of stuff, and Fit Republic's one of the bigger things that I've done. So Fit Republic is a sports nutrition retail store that I developed in 2012, and I franchised it. I also manufacture products for all my locations. I have a meal prep company that we do pre-prepared healthy meals to all the locations. I have a bunch of other companies that I do. Like I said, I'm a serial entrepreneur, but I know this is a franchise kind of podcast, so let's dig into that franchise. And I got some good stuff for you, Jordan. You're gonna like it.
Heck yeah, I love it. I love it. So what first inspired you to start Fit Republic?
I was a GNC franchisee way back in the day. And as I was in college, my background's in counseling psychology. I was getting my master's in counseling psychology. And my brother had owned a GNC store and he was doing really well. And I realized, wait, I'm not going to make any money being a psychologist. I'm going to be poor and listen to people's problems all the time. So I'm like, all right, bro, tab me in here. Let me see what this is all about. And I managed a store for him for a little bit. And I realized, hey, let's do it. I want to open up a store. I opened up a GNC. I was a franchisee. I got that end of it by being a franchisee. I understand that perspective really well. I was a knucklehead franchisee, man. I thought I knew everything better than GNC. Wanted to do my own thing. I was that stereotypical, like, I know everything better than my franchisor. And dude, they had to hate me, you know? So anyway, because of a knucklehead franchisee, I thought I could do it myself. I bounced out of GNC and started Fit Republic. And then I became the franchisor as I franchised it. And I realized, oh shit, GNC wasn't that bad. I understand why they were doing some things that they were doing, so.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So did you start off initially with the franchise model in mind, or did it kind of dawn on you one day that you want to franchise it out?
Because I was a franchisee and I've experienced that, I thought the franchisor was just making hand over fist cash, right? So like that was definitely something on my mind that I wanted to do. I wanted to manufacture product because they were making money on product, and I wanted to franchise it. I wanted to make those royalties, and I wanted to sit back and collect my percentage at being the franchisor. So that was definitely on my radar. I started out with 3 locations that I owned myself. Oh, okay. So I didn't franchise from the get-go. I wanted to try to prove my model first.
Cool. And how has your process been from a learning perspective, bringing on new franchisees?
Man, I tell you what, franchising is hard. Hindsight, I should have hired a company to help me run my franchise. I hired legal companies to develop the FDD, franchise disclosure documents, and everything I needed legally. And then I just winged it. I did, just wild, wild west. Here we go. Let's sell franchises and let's figure this shit out as I go. So I ran into a tremendous amount of problems doing it that way. So anybody that's listening out there, if you're thinking about franchising, Yeah, it's a great model to receive funding if you don't have the funding yourself to open up more locations. But my suggestion would get some help with some people that know more than you.
So, what were some of those biggest problems that you faced from that get-go that you wish you brought on some help to
Sure.
tackle?
The first problem I ran into is I had 3 locations. I had one open up 2 real quick because I thought I needed multiple locations to prove my model.
Hmm.
And I went too fast and I didn't have systems in place. And that means I didn't have good management. I didn't have good employees. I didn't have a good sales processes, customer service, ordering. Like I didn't have any of those systems in place. I was just winging it and
Hmm.
they failed. So I closed 2 locations, went back down to 1, developed systems, developed the franchise, went like that. And then the biggest mistake that I made, because I used to be a franchisee, I had the mindset of who am I to tell, no, you can't franchise my brand. If you got money, man, and you want to do this and you think this is what you want to do for your career, hell, let's do it and we'll figure it out. And that was the biggest mistake because not everyone's meant to own their own business. It just is, it is. That's what it is.
That's very true. Like I've had a fair amount of conversations, and there's one thing that that has been brought up time after time is cultural fit to your franchises, and making sure that yes, you do want to grow quickly, but it's also balancing the franchise culture and the culture of the company at the same time as well. How have you found that as you've been expanding to locations?
Man, that's super important. And I had to learn that the hard way. Again, my mindset was like, okay, I'm just a small mom and pop dude. Let's go big. I want to make this big. I want 100 locations. I don't
Mhm.
have money to do that. I don't have investors investing. Where do I find them invest? So my thought was, let's franchise. Let's get other people like me that want to own their own business to invest and get that $25,000 franchise fee, and I'll open up more locations like that. But the biggest problem I ran into is I let anybody do it. And then any personalities really. Like if you want to do it, let's do it. You want to own your business? Awesome. And I was, what's the word? I don't want to say ego, but I was definitely blinded to the fact that I thought I could teach anybody how to run a business.
Mhm.
Was not the case at all. And a lot of this, I think, is genetics. Sometimes you're just born with the genetics to run business, man. So ran into some huge problems. I probably opened up, oh man, 25 locations,
Wow.
but I only have 8 right now. And here's a little, for all you listening right now, we literally just kicked someone out of the franchise yesterday. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit on this. So don't go away from this podcast. Keep listening. I got a good nugget for you. Now I'm down to 7. So yeah, man, that was the biggest problem. I let anybody do it. And then I ran into personality differences. And it was funny because karma comes back, right? Because I was a knucklehead franchisee that thought he knew better. And then now I have these franchisees that, I paid $25,000 to have your model, but I'm not going to follow it. Go kick sand. I'm going to do what I want. So like it was coming back 100-fold on me, man.
Mhm, mhm. All right, so I have to ask, like, why did you kick this franchisee out? What caused it? Love to hear more.
Sure. Okay. You ready for it, right? So
Oh
like
yeah,
literally,
drop the knowledge bombs, Kurt.
yeah, man, here we go. And again, it was a judgment call from myself. I started what's called a farm program. I call it a farm. People can work their ways up to owning their own location. So you start as a booth team. You run in booths. You're giving out samples. You do that for a while and excel at it. You can move up to working in the retail location as a sales associate. You do part-time. You do well there. You move up to a manager. You can work as a manager, managing a location, and then you get more responsibility, and you're basically like an owner. I've turned you loose on running that location. And if I feel like you vetted enough time and energy and you know it, I'm going to gift you a location. So I give it to you. This is your location. And it's, it's a two-sided coin. It's a good business move because I've got someone that I can trust in there. They pay me a monthly payment on buying that location. It's not a lump sum. So they're paying me their monthly payment on owning that. And I allowed someone that could never have financed a business themselves to own their own business and change their life. This was a guy that did that. I knew there's some red flags here and there, but he seemed to keep it under control. 6 months to a year after owning his own store now, his power started kind of getting to his head. This is my business. I can do whatever I want. You can't tell me what to do. I'll do whatever I want. This is my business. Well, he didn't own it. He hasn't paid for it. He's a franchisee. He's still got to follow the franchise rules, right? You can't make the brand look bad. So, all right, here it is. Now I'm coming up to it. Social media is very big these days, correct?
Oh, correct.
It can make or break your business real fast. I've spent 10 plus years building my brand in a Fit Republic. And in one post, not even a post, a story, it all almost came down.
We'll get right back to the show, but do you feel frustrated trying to grow your franchise? Are you having trouble balancing your consumer and franchise development marketing? Do you wish there was an easier way? Imagine if you had a roadmap to take your franchise's marketing from costing you to making you money. That's why we've created the Franchise Growth Blueprint. To find out more, visit franchisegrowthblueprint.com. That's franchisegrowthblueprint.com. Now back to today's episode.
So this guy started, and he's got a weird sense of humor, started being very vulgar on social media, on his business page, not even his personal page, his business page. Started putting out posts with very sexual innuendos towards women, degrading. We warned him multiple times, you can't do this, you're breaking policy. His response was, and it's okay if I cuss in your podcast, Jordan?
By all means.
Fuck you, this is my business, I'll do what the hell I want to do. All right, I'm like, okay, cool. And my philosophy is I'm not going to go back at him, tit for tat. I'm going to speak softly and carry a big stick. Mm-hmm. So I'm preparing myself, documenting, all right, we got to get this guy out. 2 days ago, he does a post, and it's literally what it said, as a pre-workout, and it wasn't even a post, it was a story, that said, if this pre-workout does nothing for you, you are broken and you need to commit suicide. I'm going to remind you, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. On top of that, it was a story. It was going to be gone in 24 hours. Enough people saw it, took it, reposted it, share, put it on community pages. We had hundreds of shares, thousands of comments, and what I've built over the last 10 years was about to be destroyed. I love to hunt. I'm out turkey hunting at 5 a.m. I didn't have any service. I'm all camoed up in a tree. And all of a sudden I get service and my phone won't stop vibrating. Just won't stop going off. I'm like, all right, what's going on? I pull it up, message after message after message. Kurt, you got to see this. What's going on? Where are you at? Get back here. So I'm literally camoed up, driving to my business as fast as I can. I pop in with all my camos and hunting gear and say, all right, what do we got to do? Let's take care of it. Long story short, I changed out of my camo gear. We made a video with me and all the owners saying we don't condone it. We're taking legal action right now as we speak. He is no longer a Fit Republic franchisee. We're debranding him and there will be legal action. 2 hours later, after we deployed that video out to all the social media channels, we go to his store and take down his signage. He is no longer a Fit Republic. That's how fast it happened. Wow. So now that big negative press that we had is now a huge positive press. Everyone's commenting, oh my God, you guys are awesome. I cannot believe the action that you took. So fast, so strong. It's 100%. I just got reached out by a local radio station. It's called, what is it called? Cozy 101. I was just on the morning show talking about it. 9 News just reached out to me. I'm going to be on 9 News tomorrow, which is our big local news station here in Denver, talking about it. So very long story short, summing it up, knucklehead, bad social media posts, almost ruined everything I built in 10 years. Followed up with a bunch of positivity. Now we have a bunch of positive press.
That's fantastic. Well, I mean, obviously not fantastic this situation, but I love how you were able to just flip it on its head and really start, making lemonade out of the situation. That's great to hear. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was horrible and fantastic at the same time because the reality of it is I just cut another store. I've had 8, now I'm down to 7. I just cut an arm off. Mm-hmm. I'm losing money. I sell him product. I sell him food. I'm collecting a royalty. I'm losing that monthly payment that he's paying me for the business. But the right thing overweighs money, man. Doing the right thing. And with all that press, dude, it's not like I can say, oh, hey, guys, don't worry about it. He'll be a reprimand. I'm going to give him a little slap in the wrist. Mm-hmm. Heads needed to roll, and his head rolled, man. We took care of it. Right.
And it's clear that, the public and the community around you, sees you actually doing this good thing and supports you and kind of rewards you for it, if not.
Yeah, 100%, man. It's been really good. The public has really rallied behind us. because we did that. If we did it a different way, man, it could have been a different story.
Mm-hmm. So let's dive deeper into this marketing side. I noticed that on Fit Republic's website, you have this influencer program. Could you talk a bit about that?
Sure, dude. We do a lot of different stuff, but that's one of the things we do. Obviously, social media is really big.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be a part of Fit Republic. They want to be a part of the brand. And it's actually a really good lead generation for employment for us. So if someone wants to be a part of Fit Republic, maybe they want to work for us, we start them out at an influencer. All right, rep our brand, do some posts, run a booth here and there. We'll may assign a couple things for you down the road, see how you do. If you do well, let's move you into the system, the farm program, you can run booths full time. You can come work part-time in a retail location. So that's really what the influencer program is.
Smart. I love how you're able to turn marketing channels into, franchise recruits essentially. That's
right.
I love it. So what other channels have you seen from a marketing perspective be really effective?
I look at retail marketing as you got to own your backyard, own and control it. So we look at a 5-mile radius around your retail. Depends on your population, but bigger cities, 5-mile radius. So what we do, social media is huge. So we deploy social media constantly, Facebook stories, Facebook posts, Instagram, little Snapchat, maybe some TikTok now what's going on. But we deploy it in that 5-mile radius. There's no need to deploy that 100 miles from us unless we're doing some online thing or whatever, right? But we own and control the 5-mile radius. So social media is really big. We do guerrilla marketing, which is Fit Republic shirts and gyms. We set up booths, banners, that type of thing, creating funnels with other gyms that can funnel back, hair salons, massage therapists, own and control every funnel in that 5-mile radius. And then Google AdWords and that 5-mile, search engines. We own and control that digital space. So anytime someone looks up a supplement, protein, pre-workout, whatever it is, we're coming up as an ad, not only as an ad, but as organic search because we have multiple hundreds of reviews with 4 or 5 stars on, so owning and controlling every aspect of that 5-mile radius is my marketing plan for local retail.
Cool. I love it. So because you're local retail, how have you found your growth in marketing strategy switch considering the COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, man, it's been challenging for us. And the biggest challenge is being forced to shut down. And dude, that's a huge rabbit hole we can dig into right there.
We'll keep it very high level.
Yeah, we'll keep it high level. So being forced to shut down and people not able to leave their homes to come in, we've had to really switch things up a little bit, do some things that we haven't done. We started doing delivery. We started doing curbside pickup. Let's see, shoot, man. We turned the back store into a little training studio for like personal trainers if they wanted to use in our space. Like there's a lot of different things that we had to start doing, different marketing we had to start doing. And one of my owners actually went a little shock value marketing where they did a tequila, not party, but they all sat around a table and said, hey, every online order that you guys place, we're giving you discounts and we're going to take a shot for every order. And so it was a little bit drastic. I don't maybe not recommend that for every retail store, but during those drastic times, they took drastic measures to try to drum up some kind of attention in marketing.
And what I've been seeing as well, talking to other franchisors, is that it forces innovation upon you and allows you to discover new marketing channels, new revenue opportunities as well. So it sounds like you've been doing a great job at that.
Yeah, and I give props. I don't own any stores anymore. They're all individual owners, franchisees, and they've done a good job of, giving lemons make lemonade. Figure it out. You got to innovate, right? So yeah, they've done a good job.
Very cool. So Kurt, we are coming up to the end of our podcast, and the way I like to end things is what advice would you give someone just starting out a franchise?
I guess first step, make sure your model is something you can duplicate hundreds of times over. Barney style, super simple, a monkey could run it. You know what I mean? It has got to be super simple. Anybody can run it. Make sure it's very profitable because you want your franchisees to make a lot of money so they want to open up more locations. Make sure it's very profitable. Make sure your systems are very simple, and then hire someone to help you control those franchises.
Awesome. And now I'm going to end this with what I like to call a lightning round. It's just some fast-paced questions, very light and breezy. So first one is, what is your favorite tool or app that you can't live without?
Instagram right now, man. I'm big on Instagram. I like it. Social media is addicting. I'm one of them. I'm addicted.
Okay, awesome. What's your favorite book?
Business book.
Any
I like
book?
Gary V's Crushing It. E-Myth's really good. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, man, those are really good. I don't read a whole lot anymore, so I consume a lot of YouTube stuff and audio stuff.
Cool. Who is the franchise leader that you look up to most?
God, that's a good one. I follow Ed Milet. That dude's a stud. And it's a little hybrid franchise model. It's not really a franchisee. It's more in-house. Because he's in the same industry I am. So probably franchise model. That's the dude not Ed Milet. I'm sorry. Now I'm drawing a blank on who it is. Andy Frisella. That dude. Yeah, that franchise guy. He's a stud.
Cool. And last question, where can people find out more about you and Fit Republic?
You can go fitrepublicusa.com. You can hit up my socials. Just search Kurt Belding, man. You can talk to me direct. Instagram, Facebook. That's where I spend most of my time. LinkedIn. Just search Kurt Belding, and you'll find me.
Sweet. Awesome, Kurt. Thank you so much for all the insights, answering all my questions. It was very valuable and very insightful. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan, man. Nice to meet you. I had a good time on your podcast, man.
All right. Take care.
All right, later, bro.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Franchise Marketing Podcast. If you found this episode useful, share it with a friend and subscribe now so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. And until then, happy marketing.